Hello guys, I hope you all are doing good. I am Vishali Kikan and we are discussing the optical communication. So this is the second video of the LED characteristics. I hope all of you have watched the previous video where I talked about the 3 LED characteristics. Today in this video we are going to focus upon the reliability and the modulation. Both of them are really important if I conclude LED. So after this lecture we are going to start with the laser, and I hope all of you have gone through with all of the previous lectures related to the LEDs. If not, you can watch them first and then come to this video. So first of all, we are going to focus upon the reliability. So what structure or what device I want? Reliable or not reliable? I want reliable structures. Structures which do not degrade fast are reliable structures. So now if I talk about LED is a reliable structure. So it is not degraded by the catastrophic degradation mechanisms, right? So it is not easy to degrade LEDs, and when LEDs are not getting degraded, what do you mean by degradation? Means the failure of the operation of the LED. Now what is the operation of LED? LED is giving me the light. So if the output light decreases by its 50% value, then I consider this LED to be degraded, right? So how it is degraded? With the help of failures. With the help of failure in giving the output light that we want, right? So in that scenario I can say LED is degraded, but LED is not degraded very fast. I can say it is reliable as compared to the lasers. Lasers will be degrading very fast, right? So there will be lesser early or infant failures in the LEDs, but when they come, they are not always preventable. We always want to prevent the failures, but some of them are not always preventable. So we will be having some fabrication defects. Due to these fabrication defects, we will be having some early or infant failures which are not preventable. So apart from that, LEDs are reliable. If they don't contain any defect, they don't contain any early or infant failure, they are reliable. Now we will be having 2 types of gradual degradation. First is rapid degradation and second is slow degradation. So there would be 2 modes as well for the degradation: rapid degradation mode and the slow degradation mode. As the name suggests, rapid degradation is the degradation which is occurring at a faster speed, right? So if I talk about the rapid degradation mode, it is occurring at a faster speed. So it depends upon the growth of the dislocations which are present in the device, right? It will be having precipitation of the defects in the active region. So these are 2 main type of reasons by which I will be having the rapid degradation mode. First is growth of dislocation and second is precipitate type of defect in the active region. So the precipitate type of defects in the active region are called the dark line defects, DLD, or the dark spot defects, DSD, right? So now talking about the slow degradation mode. So first we will be talking about the slow degradation mode, how it is different from the rapid degradation mode. Then we will be seeing how the rapid degradation mode depends upon the various factors. So the slow degradation mode is a long-term mode. We will be having the long-term degradation. Degradation will be happening in a greater time duration, right? So this is the degradation mode that is prevalent in the LEDs, right? So this is the long-term effect due to the recombination of the enhanced point defect generation, or I can say we will be having the recombination of holes and the electrons, right? So I will be having the migration of impurities inside the active region. So whenever the active region is contaminated, I will be having the failure of the operation of the LED. So this type of failure is going to give me the slow degradation mode. Now coming to the dependence of the rapid degradation mode. So rapid degradation mode is of our utmost interest because it is going to degrade my LED faster. If I talk about slow degradation mode, if it is controlled, that is good, but if it is not controlled, it can also be taken into the picture. But now we have to look into the rapid degradation mode in a better way, and we are going to see that how it depends upon the various parameters like the temperature. So when I increase the temperature, the rapid degradation mode is going to increase. It depends upon the injection current density as well, depends upon the impurity concentration in the active region. So active region is a very significant region which we have to protect from the various defects, from the various impurities that migrate into it, right? So now coming to the speed. So how we can calculate the speed of degradation? So now PET is equal to P out exponential BIT. So this is my output optical power. This is my initial output optical power. PET is my output optical power at any time. P out is the initial output optical power. Initial output optical power will be constant, right? So when I first use the LED, what is the power I am getting? This is P out, right? After that we have exponential BIT. Now what is BI? BI is the degradation rate, which is determining what rate I will be having the degradation of the LED. So now T is the time. Now energy of homogeneous degradation is going to impact the degradation rate. How? The degradation rate beta tau is equal as beta naught, which is a constant. Beta naught is a constant. Then we have exponential minus activation energy upon KT. K is the Boltzmann constant, T is the temperature, and this is how we have the dependence of the beta, the degradation rate, on the temperature as well. So now coming to the modulation. We all have studied the modulation in the previous classes. The modulation means the change in the characteristics of the carrier in accordance with the message signal, right? So we are superimposing the message signal on the carrier. Here we are changing the characteristics of the light with respect to the information signal, right? So information transmission is going to modulate a property of light. We can have the change in any of the property of the light, like the intensity. We can change the intensity of the light, the frequency of the light, the phase of the light, and the polarization of the light. Any of the quantities can be modulated in accordance to the information signal, and this is how we are getting the modulated signal, which can be propagated through the optical fibers. But now we are mostly dealing with the intensity modulation. Now comes the question, why? Why we are just changing the intensity of the light when I have various type of modulation possible? So intensity modulation is the major modulation strategy because it is easy with the electroluminescent sources. Now we can directly modulate by variation of the various basic parameters like the drive current. If I change the drive current, I can change the output intensity. So there is no complexity involved in the modulation of the light intensity, and this is the reason we are dealing with the intensity modulation in the optical fiber communication. Now we can have the external optical modulator. The external optical modulator is going to modulate the frequency or the phase of the light. Then we can use it in the TDM, the switching as well. So these are the various places where I can use the external optical modulator. So intensity modulation is possible with both analog as well as digital signals. So if I talk about the analog signals, we know analog signals are continuous in nature and digital signals are not continuous. These are present at the specified duration of the time only, right? So at the specified interval of time, if I have the signal, I would be requiring a wider bandwidth. If I have the signal on the continuous time, so I will be requiring the narrow bandwidth. Analog signals are not processed after its generation. So if I have the analog electrical signal, it can be given directly to the LEDs or the sources to modulate it directly, so it is easier. But on the other hand, if I talk about the digital signals, we have to convert the analog signal into the digital signal with the help of a circuitry. So it is somewhat more complex than the analog signal. Then it requires larger signal to noise ratio, and this is the reason analog signals will be propagated to a short range applications only, right? And then the digital signals will be having the wider bandwidth, so it requires a bandwidth which is high. So this is increasing the cost of the communication. So if I don't have any limitation on the cost of the communication, on the bandwidth of the communication, I can use the digital communication. And if I use the digital signals, obviously the immunity is going to increase because I will be having the lesser noise component. We will be having some various strategies to recover the changed signal as well. So this we have already studied in the digital communication part, right? I hope you have understood the reliability and the modulation in a very great manner. If you think you have any doubt, you can put the doubt in the comment and I will be trying to resolve your doubt as soon as possible. Please give me your feedback. Your feedback is the utmost thing that we require. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you like this video. If you like it, please push the like button, subscribe to the channel and also share it with your friends.